Today I will tell you about attempt to murder, understanding murder under IPC section 300. Murder can be defined under IPC as culpable homicide which implies an act by which death is caused with the intention of causing death or such bodily injury or is so immensely dangerous that it must in all probability cause death. Section 299 of the Indian Penal Code deals with culpable homicide with three explanations. Culpable homicide is where an act is caused by an individual with the intention of causing death and death is caused due to such act. It also includes the intention of causing bodily injury likely to cause death of knowledge that the individual is going to cause death by such an act. An individual is also said to have committed culpable homicide causing death if he or she causes bodily injury to the person to the other person laboring under disorder, disease or bodily infirmity by such an act death of the other individual is caused. Further, culpable homicide is categorized into culpable homicide amounting to murder and culpable homicide not amounting to murder. The constitute the offence of murder under section 300 of the Indian Penal Code IPC. Following ingredients must be fulfilled. First, causing death. The individual should have the intention of causing death. Second, doing an act. The individual must do the act with the intention of causing bodily injury which is likely to cause death. Third, the act must be done. The individual must do the act is likely to cause the death of the other. In instances of murder are unintentionally give Z a sword cut which is enough to cause the death of the man in the ordinary course of nature. Consequently, Z dies. This act will held him guilty of murder even he didn't intend the cause of the death of Z. A shoots Z with the intention of killing him, then A commits the offense of murder if Z dies in consequences. Exception to murder. IPC has recognized five exceptions where culpable homicide is not murder. Following is the description of five exceptions where culpable homicide does not amount to murder. Sudden and grave provocation when the offender, without having control over themselves, causes harm to another person. The offender commits the offense of murder due to sudden and grave provocation given by the other. Second, exceeding the right of private defense, where the act is committed to defending from any further harm. If the accused intentionally exceeds his right to private defense, then he is liable for murder. Any unintentional act causing death will hold the accused liable to culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Third, when culpable homicide is committed by public servant, culpable homicide will not amount to murder if it is committed by the public servant acting under the color of his duty and promoting public injustice. No such public servant shall be liable to be punished for murder if such an act is committed in good faith and believed to be lawful. Sudden fight. An expected fight is a sudden fight committed without premeditation. Premeditation. There exists no intention on behalf of both parties to kill or cause the death of another. Here, the provocation offered or assault on any of the parties first is not important. Consent culpable homicide is not murder when the person whose death is caused, being above the age of 18 years, suffers death or takes the risk of death with his own consent. Now I will tell you attempt to murder section 307. Attempt to murder under Section 307 of IPC is an heinous as committing murder. The difference between murder and attempt to murder is that death is caused in the case of murder, but act causing health fails in the latter case. Section 307 of IPC read as if any individual commits such act with the knowledge or intention that such act will cause death, then the individual I will be charged guilty of murder by such as the individual shall be punished with imprisonment for life with such imprisonment as mentioned above. For instance, Y shoots Z with the intention to cause the death of Z. In case that is caused by, then Y will be guilty for murder. Y will be liable for punishment prescribed under this section.